Another example of the giant disconnect between the critics in the two-lettered cities, those condescending snobs, and yours truly, Pittsburgh's critic, indeed, America's critic, when it comes to picking out the right films. You know, ladies and gentlemen, every year when we come to award season, we see a huge gap between the critics, condescending critics, if you will, in the two-lettered cities who are hoi polloi and think they're superior in film knowledge, and those critics who basically will just tell you if there's a movie good and bad. There's not too many of us floating around here, and that's probably why I have the strong cult following that I do. And no better example has come up this year with this movie right here. This is Alfonso Cuarón's Roma. Okay? See this? Now, this movie was getting a lot of accolades. I mean, it's a ton. And I figured I better sit down and I better watch this. There is no doubt that Cuarón has a masterful eye behind the camera. I mean, I'm watching this thing, and the first thing that strikes me are the shot composition and the framing and the sequencing. I mean, the cinematography in this is definitely worth an Academy Award. It's really that good. What about the story? What about plot and characters? Okay, so when I received the movie, it says it's 2 hours and 15 minutes long. That's fine. I always give a movie a half hour before I decide whether or not it's wasting my life. 30 minutes of this movie went by and I went, you know, this is considered best movie of the year. Something's got to happen soon. I'll give it 15 more minutes. I gave it 15 more minutes. I was now into it for 45 minutes. And the same thing happened again. I said, is there going to be something that is going to happen that is going to make it worthwhile for me to keep watching this? I had no interest in these characters, and certainly none was built. I gave this movie 2 more tries with 15 extra minutes. I made it to 1 hour and 15 minutes in this movie. And then I said, you know, unless Godzilla comes out of the town's river and wreaks havoc on everyone, they can't salvage this movie. I was pretty sure Godzilla wasn't going to make a guest appearance. And I shut it off. It bored me to tears. I could not understand, other than marveling at the cinematography. This story held no interest to me at all. I couldn't give a flying rat's ass about any of the people in this movie. And nor was I encouraged to by the script. It just was plodding along. Now, as I say this, just last night, the BFCA, Broadcast Film Critics Association, of which I am a charter member, held its annual Critics' Choice Awards. And this bad boy won Best Picture of the Year. Not only did it win Best Picture of the Year, but it also won Best Foreign Picture of the Year. So, if you will, Roma took home 2 Best Picture awards from my colleagues. I guess as soon as things quiet down and I'm done looking at all these movies that are coming out, I might have to go back and see what happened in the last hour, if it was salvaged. But I'm not holding out any hopes. Let me tell you what I think happened here. I have never seen a push for Roma like I have this year's campaign. I received so much swag or free gifts from the studio promoting this movie that I'm going to postulate right here that it garnered a lot of votes simply because, well, it might have been bought and paid for. Yeah, got a lot of goodies from this. Now, what kind of goodies, you ask? Hey, I'll show you on the next episode of Outtakes with Fiore. How I brought everything into the studio, laid it all out. I mean, you got to see this stuff. It filled half of a truck. Just free stuff saying, consider us, vote for us, do this for us, and all that other nonsense. So, check out the latest episode of Outtakes with Fiore. That'll be episode 562. Yeah, we've done that many shows. and you'll be able to see what they did. And I got to tell you, I think it swayed a lot of people because I'm telling you, and you've come to trust me when it comes to reviews, man, this movie was dull and it was boring. Now that you have learned what you have learned, here endeth your lesson.